Hi, I'm going to do a short video on how to install a Macintosh emulator on the PC. Up until now I've been using a Macintosh emulator called vMac, which is a very simple emulator that allows you to emulate low-end classic Macintoshes such as the Macintosh 128K, Macintosh Plus, Macintosh Classic. However, a lot of the shareware sites that offer programs offer it in SIT format, which is unfortunately a Macintosh archive format, which it's very hard to run on the vMac. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate how to install another emulator called Basilisk. Basilisk will allow you to install zip files and then convert it into the DSK format that's required for vMac. Now, you can start by going through this website, which will tell you everything about Basilisk, and then go through and download some of these programs. But unfortunately, a lot of it's about actually searching for other programs which it can't give you, like ROM files of existing computers which are copyrighted. Fortunately, I have everything you need in this one easy download file. All you have to do is click on it. Once the Basilisk Mac Simulator zip file comes up, all you have to do is click download. I won't do it at the moment because I've already downloaded it, but if you click on download, it'll start to download. It's about 50 meg. I won't download it at the moment because I've already got it here on my desktop, but assuming we've already done that, I will extract it to here. And there you go. First thing we've got to do is we've got to run the HFE Explorer. HFE Explorer is a program which sets up all the files that act as virtual disks that we can then ask Basilisk to load up and start to extract files from. So the first thing we've got to do is create these virtual disks and then fill them with files so that the emulator thinks they are disks or hard disks or CD-ROMs. So let's open this up for now. I'm going to create 4 files. First is the actual boot disk. I'll make it about 5 meg just in case. And then I'm going to give it a file name on my desktop or my Basilisk Mac Simulator folder. I'm going to have an extension HFV for volume. Then I'll create another file, and this one will be for the actual install disks for OS 753. Oops. Now I'm going to create a file for the actual Macintosh that I'm going to be creating, a virtual computer. Give us half a gig. I'll create a file volume for Stuffit because this will be the install disk that will allow me to be able to then unarchive the programs that I download from say Macintosh Garden. And lastly, I'll also create a program for balance of power. I'll make it a 5 meg disk. Okay, that looks very complicated, but that's okay. What we're going to do next is fill these virtual drives full of data. So we're going to my desktop, where all the files are located. Then find the one for the boot disk, system7boot.zip. And you'll get this dialog that says what copy mode you want to choose. Just say OK to all, it'll decide itself. As you see, it's in there now. Same with OS 753. We'll go into the 753 system folder. And again, I will fill that virtual drive with information. There you go. My Mac, well, that will be created during installation. Stuff it. Find the stuff it file. There you go. Stuff it expander 55.bin. Okay, all. And balance of power. That's it there. Oh, that's it there. Okay, now we have all the volumes ready for us to load in Basilisk, so I'm just going to escape out of this. Now, we shall run Basilisk, the GUI. And right now, as you see, all those volumes have been created for me to be able to load. So the first thing I want to be able to load when I boot this up will be the boot disk. We won't worry about stuff it for the moment. We'll load the 753 files because we want to install those. And my Mac, because that will be the disk on our virtual Macintosh that we want to install them on. Next we move to General, and we'll pick the lowest machine possible. The most reliable CPU for this will be 68030. Memory, we'll pick the largest RAM size. And then ROM, we'll pick the Quadra, the one I prepared earlier. Screen, we'll run Windows GDI, and we'll pick something which is really decent. Size, millions of colors, because our screens in 2017 have millions of colors. Remember the refresh rate. And back to disk. Alright, before we continue, the next thing we should do is install this. This is the toolkit for the runtime environment. Basically, this basically does all the rendering for you in the emulator. I won't install it because I've already installed it, so just go ahead and install that first. When you've installed that, then hit run. You'll get an error message, don't worry about that. Now it will take a little bit of time to actually render everything for the first time. Let's create a param file. There you go. Don't worry about this error, it's not important for the first time around. So there we go. Booted up on System 7. We've got my Mac and we've got the OS 753. If you look in there, those are all the files we put in there earlier. So what we're going to do, we're going to install it. Okay, here's the new volume that's created. Now, the current destination disk is the boot disk. We won't want to do that because it hasn't got enough room, obviously, so we wanted to change it. And it's changed to the my Mac, which is where we want to put it because that's where our virtual Macintosh will be. So we'll just switch disk. and we install. Continue, quit, and now we'll reboot the machine. This time we will take out the installation disk, we'll take out the boot disk. It should now boot with vMac, and we should be able to install Stuffit and the balance of power disk. There you go, boot it up from vMac. Installing stuff is pretty easy. Okay. Now, balance of power. All we have to now do is drag this into there. And voila. We have the balance of power file extracted. You can play it to your heart's content. Cool. Okay, quit that. Okay, now the question is, how do we get this onto a DSK file so that we can actually play it on the other emulator? So what we'll do is we'll close all this stuff down. And actually the answer is we already have it on a DSK file. Right there. What happened was, if you remember, we created the DSK volume originally and loaded it onto the Basilisk emulator. That DSK file had a Stuffit file already in there, and when we extracted it, we extracted the same DSK file. What was extracted was obviously files that can be read in the vMac Macintosh Emulator. So what we're going to do is use the same DSK file and try to load that. Fortunately, in this, I actually have the vMac Emulator. So we're going to open it, boot it using this boot disk. In some ways, the vMac is actually more superior to the Basilisk emulator in that we can just drag and drop files in there and not have to preload them in some GUI. So there you go, it's been booted. All I have to do is drag and drop the DSK file directly in there, and there you go. It works. So theoretically, I can drop this into a image writer, write it onto a diskette, then put the diskette into my Macintosh and have it work, just like this. Whoops, I died. Anyway, I hope you found this useful. Thank you very much for watching, and if you did enjoy this video and found it useful, please like this on the YouTube channel and leave something nice in the comments. Cheers!